there's so many layers to how you can reach people. It doesn't have to always be in the fail. All right, I'm going to tell this story. I've told this story a million times before, but I think it is very important that I tell it here. 11 years ago, I did Showtime at the Apollo. And, you know, if you don't know Showtime at the Apollo, they have the amateur hour, and, like, you come out, and if you ain't on top of your game, they boo you, and they, like, get out of here, right? And it really kills people inside. So I did it. Everyone said, don't do it. You're not ready. Don't do it. My mother said, don't do it. And something inside me, because I'm a little bit of a rebel, was like, I'm going to do it. And I did it, and they booed me so hard. Like, I sat there and I received so much hate, and I was like, how could people hate me this much? I'm such a sweet person. And they booed me, and then I walked off the wrong side of the stage, and then they told me to go back this way, and I was like, please.
They booed you again as you walked by.
Let me wait. And they were like, no, you gotta go now. And then they booed me when I went across the stage. And then they had a holding area for people downstairs, and no one wanted to talk. You know, they didn't want my boo energy, so they were like, you know, trying to get away from me. And it was miserable for me to be down there. So I said, please let me go up to, like, there was another area for me to go up. So we went through the side of the theater. One of the PAs took me up there, and they started booing me as I walked through the theater. It was the worst experience I had ever had. And then after the show, one of the PAs was really nice to me, and he asked me where I was going, and I said I have to go home. And at the time, I lived on 72nd, between 2nd and 3rd.
And he was like, boo, too far.
No, you're so cute. And
she got booed by the bellman. Residual boos from that show.
But about as bad, because I had to take the 6th train to 68th Street in Hunter College, and we get on the train, and he starts talking to me about the show, and he was like, well, I don't know what happened, because you're like a funny girl, you were nice to everyone, I just don't understand why everybody booed you. And as he's talking to me, there's a young gentleman there that recognizes that I was on the show and overhears our conversation. He starts talking to us, and he was like, oh, I was at the Apollo, and, you know, the whole thing. He was like, oh, you was the one that got booed. He had 2 friends with him, and they started talking, and so his 2 friends was like, oh, you know what, boo. And they started booing me on the 6th train, going home, and then the word traveled throughout the train, and everyone that was at the show booed me.
Oh my God.
On the train. And it was, when I tell you, I died. Like, my whole, like, my countenance changed, my spirit changed, and I was like, I cannot do this, because it was so painful to have people respond to me when I was just trying to make them laugh. Like, at the very least, if you don't like my laughter, you don't like my laughter, but for you to boo me and express hate towards me, I could not understand it. And I said, I'm not going to do comedy anymore. I said, I can't, because it was so painful. I'm not a crier. I cried. I called my mother. I said, Mom, they booed me. She said, I told you they were going to boo you. And she was so upset. I was like, God, I don't have anybody in my corner. And I stopped doing comedy for like a week, and I had a show that I had already booked like 2 weeks out. And so I'm in Bay Ridge, and I was like, I'm going to go do the show, because I didn't want to cancel on them. So I go to do the show, and this had never happened before to me. Somebody in the audience booed me at that show in Bay Ridge, and I was like, are you kidding? And inside, something just flipped over, and I just started going in on this person. I'm like, do you fucking get it? Do you understand? And like, that's when my voice was really born, because I had died on stage. And so when I go on stage now, it's like I have been booed by hundreds of people at the same time, aggressive Harlemites who are like, So like, Tammy, your little boo is not gonna fucking destroy me, and I'm gonna get you, bitch. Like, you know, and so part of it, I think, is like, you have to, I don't want to say you have to, because you don't want to have anything in totality, but I'll say this. For me, experiencing failure and experiencing pain like that was like when people say to me, you go on stage and it's like, you don't care. You share your heart, you say your thing, you do this, and you're very open with people. It's like, I cannot die again. I died already on stage, and I lived through that, so fuck it. This is what I'm saying, and either you get it or you don't get it. I don't think the whole world has to get me, but there's a lot of people that fucking get me, so the people that get me, and everybody else, fuck off.